A cat just casually decided he wants to be in my video. He literally came in right when I was sitting down to film, so I can't do my roll in as I usually do. But hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. If you're new here, hi, my name's Maren and I do beauty videos, pole dancing videos, as well as self-improvement videos. So if that's something that you like, feel free to stick around by hitting that subscribe button. Today's video is going to be one I've been wanting to do for a while, and that is a video on my basically black hair to blonde hair journey. So going from almost black hair, really dark brown, to blonde hair, like bleach blonde. Like you can see how light my hair is right now. I've been wanting to do this for a couple different reasons. I've actually had some people curious on, you know, how I got my hair to this point without completely damaging it, like to the point where I have to cut it all off, because I used box dye. I used really dark box dye over and over again on my hair, and especially box dye apparently is really hard to get out of your hair. So yeah, anyways, I've got a few questions about it from people, and I've also kind of wanted to document it myself because I have some good tips that I want to share with you guys. So if you guys are interested in, you know, hearing some tips on how to not fry your hair off and just my journey, the whole process of going from, you know, black hair to blonde hair, keep watching this video because I'm going to get into it. I have a couple notes here. So if I'm looking down, it's because I have notes. I just don't want to go off on a million tangents like I usually do. So also, total side note, I know this eyeshadow isn't the best. I'm just getting into doing fancy looks, so I'm not like a pro at it, and this blue is super patchy. Also, no one really cares. So I'm also going to be inserting some pictures as I talk. Also, a lot of the pictures I'm going to be showing you guys of my dark hair is probably going to be in my party phase, so it's probably all going to just be party pictures. I was a freshman, I think that's what it's called, in university, living in the dorms, living my life, partying like every weekend, and sometimes on Tequila Tuesday. Every Tequila Tuesday, to be honest. I started from the point of really dark brown box dyed hair over and over again. Like I do it, you know, when I did my roots, I usually did my whole hair just so it matched my roots. So I had box dye layered on top of layer on top of layer. That's my starting point. So my journey starting to go lighter actually started I never intended to go blonde. I actually hated, because I was blonde long time ago. If I bother to find any of the pictures, I'll put them up here. I used to be blonde when I was like really young, like 14, but it was like yellow. I didn't know what toner was. I didn't know what a toner was, and yeah, it just looked horrible. So I had like, I never wanted to go back blonde again. I was like, I'm dark forever. This is just me. I was just dark and pale, and that was my look, and with like way too intense eyebrows. But I always thought that like dip dye or ombre hair was kind of cool, so I wanted to try to get that, and so that's where it started. I wasn't ever intending on going completely blonde like I am now. Like this is like almost as blonde as it gets. So I started the process of ombreing my hair at a hairdresser, but I quickly realized that I was using a lot of money at the hairdresser and I wasn't getting the results I wanted. Like this particular hairdresser that I went to first, she told me she used Olaplex, which is good, but as I learned later on when I went to a different hairdresser, it turns out that it kind of dampens the bleach, so the bleach doesn't work as well. So you end up having to bleach your hair more times whilst using Olaplex. I don't know how to explain it. I ended up just like stopping going to the hairdresser because I think I went 2 times to try to lighten it, and it didn't lighten that much. Hopefully I can find some pictures of the extent to which it lightened my hair. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this into my own hands, as probably wasn't a good idea. So I took it into my own hands and I started to bleach my hair, or I thought I was bleaching my hair, but I was using like, you know, you can get boxes. I think it's just hair color. It's not actually like bleach, I don't think. Like blonde box dye or whatever. I had no idea what I was doing. And I kept doing that on my hair on the ends, and it didn't really work, but I kept doing it and doing it. And so because I kept dyeing it with this whatever it was in there, I don't think it was bleach, it lightened it a tiny bit, but not to the extent that I wanted to. Because I kept doing this with no results, I ended up cutting my hair like quite a bit. I used to have like really long hair, like past my boobs, and I cut it to like, I think like hair. I'll find some pictures and show you guys, but I cut it up to like hair or something like that. And tip learning point number 1, don't use those box dyes. Make sure you're using bleach if you're going to be doing it yourself. But if you're using bleach, don't use too strong, don't leave it in too long, all those disclaimers. But I also still didn't know what a toner was at this point, so my hair was like a weird orange. It was like dark brown and a weird orange shade at some point. So finally, I ended up discovering that I needed to go get some bleach powder separate, or like I went to Sally's Beauty Supply and I got a big tub of bleach. Like I think it's called Quick Blue. Is it by L'Oreal? I'm not sure. I'll find a picture of it. But I got a big tub of that and I started to actually use bleach, and that's when I actually started seeing results. My hair started actually getting lighter and I was like, wow, I'm an idiot. Like, why didn't I do this earlier? Something I also did sometimes, I don't think I have pictures of it because I don't really like the way like a dark purple looks on me, but I would use Manic Panic Ultraviolet to tone down the orange. Like I'd rather have purple hair than orange hair, and so I would do that sometimes in between. That's a tip I have to do in between bleachings if your hair is kind of orange, is to just rock a purple color or something so that you can go a longer time between when you bleach your hair. Like this is something I'm gonna get to later, but once I actually started bleaching it at a hairdresser properly, not with Olaplex. I know that a hairdresser is probably gonna say, you should do Olaplex and blah blah blah, but for me it didn't work. It didn't lighten my hair enough. I'll get to that later. Jesus. But yeah, I waited like at least 4 months in between each bleaching, other than when I was doing the box dyes bleach, whatever that was, on my hair. Then I wasn't waiting 4 months, but I learned my lesson in that. So at some point I decided, you know what, I think that blonde might look good on me, like actual all over my hair. And this is such a coincidence that this happened. I ended up, because I had a summer job and I had a customer come in and I liked her hair and I complimented her hair, and I ended up basically making an appointment at her place, at her hairdressing place, because she was a hairdresser, and that's where my like proper becoming blonde hair journey started. She explained to me the whole thing with Olaplex, that yeah, it's good, it's healthy for your hair and everything, but it's gonna take a really long time to become really light blonde. Like it's gonna, like just a ridiculous amount of time from what I remember her explaining. I hope she's not watching this and I'm explaining it wrong. But if you're watching this, hi, by the way. I love what you did to my hair. You really helped me become blonde. So she actually just used bleach and, you know, obviously observed my hair, made sure it wasn't falling out and all of that stuff. And what I started doing was I just started with highlights. I started highlighting my hair. So just like stripes or whatever, like, you know what highlighting is. So that's what I started doing instead of like just putting a bunch of bleach all over my hair. And here's a picture of what that looked like. This is the first time I did the highlights at that hairdresser, so now I'm back at a hairdresser. Yeah, it looks kind of Kelly Clarkson, I know, but I was so shocked at how much lighter and how not like super orange it was. Like I was expecting my hair to actually be like orange. I went in there, I was like, I know if it turns out orange, like I'm cool with it, I'm expecting it, I'll just throw some ultraviolet Manic Panic purple over it and just rock it for a while, whatever. But it turned out actually fairly light. So that's the first time I went and I got it highlighted. And then I waited like maybe 4 to 6 months more. And this is, like I said, a key point is to actually, you know, wait a long time in between bleaching. This is why I think I still have like, yes, I really need a haircut. I haven't cut it since October, but my hair is actually in a fairly good state, like I would say, considering how light it is. And that's because of the time I spent. Anyways. Off on a tangent again, are we? But yeah, that's basically what I kept doing. I just kept going to her probably like 3 or 4 times, getting highlights, not bleaching my whole hair, just highlights, which made it look more like a natural blonde. And I also played around with some pink. I put hot pink in for a festival and stuff like that, and I don't know, it was a lot of fun finally becoming lighter. Where the turning point for becoming light like I am right now, like this, I don't know, is this platinum? I don't know what this is considered. Was I actually took it into my own hands, not because I don't like that hairdresser. I love her. If you're watching this, I love what you did to my hair. You really helped me, like I said, get to this point. What was I saying? Yeah, but as you may know, probably not, but if you have followed me for a while, I ended up moving from Canada back to Norway, where I live now, and I had this big tub of bleach still that I had gotten earlier, like I mentioned. I'd gotten earlier when I was just doing the ombre, and I was like, I was just trying to use all my products, you know, getting rid of stuff because I'm moving. I've lived in Canada for 4 years and then I'm moving back to Norway, so I had all this stuff I had to get rid of. And I'm like very much like, I don't want to waste product. I want to like use it. So in my head, I'm like, okay, well, it's time to bleach my whole head. I don't know. I also wanted a different look. Like this is definitely a way different look than what I had before. Like this is not natural looking. I know this doesn't look natural. That's not what I'm going for, obviously. So I actually have a video I'll put up here where I did this. You know, I was joking about this being a disaster, but it's a disaster. I feel like the next thing that's gonna happen right now is that my hair is gonna like fall out. Why am I doing this? It's one of my pretty popular videos actually, like where I'm bleaching my hair, and I ended up running out of bleach and all this stuff and I had to go to the store. Anyways, you can watch that video. So after I did that home bleaching, I was almost at where I am now, pretty much at where I am now. The only thing I've done since then is just even out the tones. I did a video on when I did a bleach bath. So I guess that's the end of the story. Like that's, I hope that I explained all of that properly. And like I said, I would say my hair is actually, like, don't get me wrong, my hair is definitely damaged. You cannot bleach your hair and not damage your hair. My hair is dry, not like so dry that it's really bad, but like I need to put oil in it. It's not the most shiny. It's bleach. It's bleached hair. It's gonna damage your hair. My hair used to be way more just like healthy when it was dark, but that kind of comes with the territory in my opinion. It's not overly damaged in my case, but if you rush this, you can really damage your hair. Like, do not rush it. I did that when I was doing that box dye stuff, like I said earlier, and it didn't end well. I cut off almost half of my hair. So my biggest tip, I guess, and I know you don't want to hear this, no one wants to hear this, everyone's so eager to like get things right now. We live in a society where it's like, I want this right now, give it to me. But patience, my dear, patience. Be patient. There's no hair product that is going to be as good as patience, as cliche as that sounds. Like, just be patient, find out different things you can do. Like I said, maybe rock some purple hair that isn't, manic panic isn't damaging to your hair, it's just pigment. You know, figure out ways to get around the waiting time between bleaching. Like, that 4 to 6 months is actually what I would recommend. That's what I did, and what's kept my hair pretty healthy. And maybe do highlights at first like I did, because that kind of is a nice transition into getting it this light. I haven't really touched upon products and stuff. Obviously, you really do have to change out some products if you're going lighter, but I think I'm gonna have to make a whole other video on that, because I actually did make one a while ago, but I would have to make an updated one, but I'll put it up here. It's a pretty old one. But the biggest thing is moisturize your hair, moisturizing things, repairing things, oils. That's just a summary, but I feel like that goes without saying. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Gives me engagement too. Or subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. Yeah, I guess that's all. Bye, guys. Oh, also, follow me on Instagram if you want. At Mara Christina. Wow. It's been a long day. Bye, guys.